Welcome to the 2024 rule breakdown for the Paramotor STOL Classics competition. In this video, we'll be taking you through the do's and don'ts of Paramotor STOL. Let's begin. STOL stands for Short Takeoff and Landing, with the goal of achieving the shortest combined distance of takeoff and landing. For the 2024 Paramotor STOL Classics, the week-long event will allow a competitor to register just one glider and one motor, with the exception of a backup wing in the event that a glider is damaged beyond repair. Pilots may register in foot launch or in the trike category. Our first rules are on safety. Each pilot is required to have a helmet. Each pilot needs a minimum of 1 liter of fuel to start the STOL competition. Consider the 50-foot by 200-foot runway like an aircraft carrier, with the start-finish line acting like the edge of the ship. This start-finish line will dictate whether your score is counted or disqualified. Just like the edge of an aircraft carrier, if your foot or any part of your trike touches before the line on landing or gets pulled behind the line for takeoff, then that run is DQ'd. On takeoff, the pilot must set up their wing in a way that allows the pilot to clip in with both feet or wheels on or in front of the start-finish line. Setting up behind the line is a disqualification. On takeoff, the distance is measured at your most forward progress. Things become a bit complicated with the reverse launching technique, so we'll save that for later on. Let's get to the landing. Pilots are allowed to use power on final. This is not a spot landing competition, and therefore you can keep your engine running. Always prioritize safety and kill the motor if needed to avoid damages to persons or property. A landing is scored when a pilot comes to a complete stop. If you keep kiting your wing after landing and do not stop quickly, you'll only be increasing your score until you come to a full and complete stop. Also, that line we talked about, that reference of the edge of the aircraft carrier, you cannot touch down anywhere before the line, or that run will be disqualified. Landing on the line is permitted, and as long as you are able to stop on the line with any part of your foot or wheel and show control of the glider, that score will be marked at 0 feet. Crashes are described as one knee or hand that touch the ground, including turtles. A crash will be marked as disqualified. Now to the most complicated part of the STOL rules, the reverse launch technique in higher winds. On takeoff, a competitor must consider the wind before laying out their wing. As flexible wing pilots, we know that there are two forms of inflations: forward, as depicted here, and reverse, like this one. If the wind becomes strong, you must consider the recoil of the glider in the inflation phase and adjust your position on the runway to account for the pullback of the glider. You do not want to fall off the boat, for if you get tugged back behind the line in any way, that run is disqualified. For example, if a pilot is doing a reverse inflation and they need 3 feet to get the glider under control, that pilot should stage the glider in a way that allows the pilot to be 5 feet in front of the line as to not be pulled off the boat, so to speak, during the inflation process. If the pilot needs 20 feet for setup and takes off in 5 feet, the score will be 20 feet, or the most forward progress, whichever is greater. At any stage of the inflation process, a competitor's foot or wheel goes behind the line, that run will be disqualified. With this all said, the competitions are a lot of fun, and we ask all pilots to make an effort to respect the marshals and staff. Fly safe and know the rules before you get out to the field. Our team is available to answer any questions. Visit www.paramotorstolclassics.com or email us at paramotorstolclassics at gmail.com.